Well, back to politics. It's been a whirlwind of a week for President Donald Trump, who's indicted for a third time, once at the state level, now twice on the federal level. President Trump also faces one count of obstruction of justice, with special counsel Jack Smith alleging that the former president successfully stalled the certification of the 2020 election. 4 new counts were brought against President Trump by a D.C. grand jury on Tuesday. 3 of those charges accuse Trump and 6 others of conspiring to defraud the American public. Joining us now is Judge Andrew Napolitano, who served on New Jersey's Superior Court from 1987 to 1995. Judge, good to see you again.
Oh, good morning, Marky. Pleasure to be with you.
A pleasure to be with you.
I'm glad that neither of us was on that driverless boat, though.
I am too. Are you anywhere close to water?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
But I've never seen anything like that.
Good to know. Yeah, no, me either. Okay, getting back to Trump, even now, you know this, he's maintaining that his claims of the 2020 election was still stolen. On page 2 of the indictment, it reads that the defendant had a right, like every American, to speak publicly about the election and even to claim falsely that there had been outcome determinative fraud during the election and that he had won. So my question to you, Judge, how will prosecutors begin to prove that he knew those claims were untrue?
Well, they will probably do so, just like in the Mar-a-Lago indictment, by capturing the testimony of the people closest to Trump. Remember, in this case, there are 6 unindicted, uncharged, unnamed co-conspirators. Now, why would the government, if it knows who they are, if it knows that they participated in the same conspiracy as Trump, not charge them? Answer: because the government has probably worked out an agreement with them to testify against Trump, and in return for that agreement, they will not be charged. Now, Mike Pence is not an unindicted co-conspirator, but he's the principal witness against Trump. And according to the indictment, the former vice president kept and continues to keep very copious and detailed notes of conversations that he has that he thinks might be important. When those notes were subpoenaed, he surrendered them to the government. The government said, my God, we have a treasure trove here. This is practically a verbatim transcript of the conversations between the then president and the then vice president. So you have Mike Pence, you have probably Rudy Giuliani, you have probably a lawyer, last name Clark, former high-ranking official in the DOJ, who in return for not being charged as part of this, will testify against the president.
Yeah, and
Pence was never on the target or the radar of the government.
Yeah, we know the 6 unnamed co-conspirators. We know 5 of them are attorneys. And you can deduce from former reporting, former behavior, who the 6 probably are. The other question I had for you, are you surprised that Jack Smith didn't charge the former president with inciting an insurrection like a lot of people had predicted?
I'm not surprised. I think he made from his perspective, a smart move by doing so. I've read several times, and I analyzed in writing, President Trump's speech on the ellipse that day. In my view, it is absolutely 100% protected by the First Amendment. I think the DOJ is of the same position, and they knew that that would not be a winning charge against him. Rather, they've charged conspiracy. Conspiracy is a thought crime. Conspiracy is an agreement to do something that's criminal, where one of the conspirators takes at least one step in furtherance of the agreement, but the crime is never actually committed. The government loves to charge conspiracy because it doesn't have to show harm. It doesn't have to show that the crime actually occurred. The crime of conspiracy is thinking and planning and plotting, but not doing.
Okay. One question for you left. I've got just a few seconds. This would be uncharted territory for any president. And then you add this other level of complexity that it's now happening during a presidential campaign to one of the candidates. The timeline for this, can we talk about that? In a case like this, do you see this going to trial before the 2024 presidential election next November?
I see this going to trial before the Mar-a-Lago case goes to trial. The government said the other day they are ready for a trial. They always say they're ready, whether they're ready or not, but I think they are ready, and I think they're going to ask the judge today to set a trial date in 2023 or early 2024. This judge is not concerned with Donald Trump's outside the courtroom activities. And she will order a trial date that is consistent with the Speedy Trial Act, if that's what the government wants.
Okay, whatever she sees fit. I guess we'll all just stay tuned to find out. Judge Andrew Napolitano, thanks so much as always. Appreciate your time.
Pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.